everybody. I said, hey, everybody. I said, hey, everybody. It's the Dugcast. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dugcast. I hope y'all are doing great today. I'm doing pretty good myself, just kind of chilling. Trying something a little different here today. Using my Streamlabs on my laptop. So I can put my face and put this little thing over here. It says, well, it's this way. It's this way. It says the Dugcast on it. So let me know what you think. You know, which way you like the best. I can use StreamYards. I can use whatever. It doesn't really matter. You know, this makes for a little bit of a nicer show, so it's less choppy. Of course, you've got me as a host, so that kind of doesn't help. But I hope y'all are doing great out there today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day outside. It's the perfect time of year. You want to go out and go walking around and do stuff today. This is the time you want to do it. Beautiful outside. Anyways, let's get into a little bit of news there that I found on the line. We've got. I want to share this indie book with everybody. See if it pops up there on your screen for you. This is Flying Sparks, Volumes 1, 2, and 3 by John Delarose. Like I said, I usually like to share books that need some help. John is fully funded. He's got $11,000. But he cranks out books all the time. You know, this is the third Flying Sparks book. Plus, he's a writer. You know, he writes tons of stuff. I don't care how you feel about his politics. If you just like good books, dude can crank out good books. So go and check this out. John's a good guy. He's had me on his show. He's promoted my book. And, you know, go check out his book. If you just want some good comics, right there they are. That's the kind of stuff that, you know, you need to be checking out. Good old good stuff. So also, I was wanting to check out some news here, but I've kind of failed on my screen sharing. I don't know how to make that pop up here on the Streamlabs because I'm a complete and utter noob. So give me just a second and I'll figure it out. What's up, Dave? We got Dave there in the chat. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Dave's a good dude. I'll just leave this preview up here until I figure out what's going on. So Dave is a really awesome guy. He's got a YouTube channel. I can't remember the name of it. The Back Issue Binge. He's got his own little theme song, and he looks at old comics. It's a really cool. It's a really cool little channel. He says, "Get Scotty over there. He'll get it working. He'll come in and go, 'Hello, computer,' and we'll get it rolling." So I know what I've done here. I've got my little things all set up, and I don't have my screen sharing set up where I can just click on it and pop it up. So instead of just displaying it on the screen, I'll just read to you guys, you know, whatever this garbage says, and you guys will just have to take my word that that's what it says. And you guys can see my face while I read it. So here we go. We have an article from comicbook.com talking about Spider-Man #1 review, A Tangled Web of Disappointment. Now, I believe this is J.J. Abrams and his son, their book. So let's see what comicbook.com has to say about it. Let's read this real quick. J.J. Abrams and his son, Henry Abrams, make their way to comics, joining Marvel for the high-profile launch of Spider-Man, a 5-issue miniseries. They team with artist Sarah Pichelli for an issue that is not what most were expecting and that fails to deliver the quality one might expect from the talent involved. So you have some famous guy's son writing a comic book and you expect it to be some explosive success. A guy it was just handed to. It's like, oh, here, your daddy makes movies. Here, this is obviously going to be a success. And now they're surprised that it's not. The issue opens with Spider-Man in the midst of a battle with the mysterious new villain Cadaver. So, they named the villain after he's a dead body apparently. Mary Jane Watson shows up and gets caught in the crossfire. She dies, and Peter Parker becomes a widower and single father to their son Ben Parker. The issue then jumps 12 years to the future to find Ben a troubled teenager living with Aunt May and Peter being an absentee father. Okay. So this is like a what if type thing. It's nothing that affects continuity, I suppose. So from here I can see that they're probably disappointed because of this happened. And let's just look and see if that's actually what disappointed everybody, or if this guy just is a bad writer. Because this actually sounds kind of neat. If this all sounds like a lot, that's because it is. And it's all thrown at the reader fast enough to ensure it's disorienting. It doesn't get any better after the time jump, as we're then left with a thinly written lead character in Ben Parker. A bag of archetypal tropes. He has his father's sense of justice, which Peter seems to have lost along with his wife, and it lands him in trouble at school. Lucky for him, he's seated next to a manic pixie dream girl type who is as lacking in distinct characterization as Ben. It must be love. Okay. Sounds like they just rushed through this and, wanted to crank this character out. As far as this goes, I prefer the Spider-Girl book that came out where Peter was Spider-Man and then he loses an arm or something, and she decides to become his daughter decides to become Spider-Girl, Mayday Parker, I believe. That series is actually really cool, and this sounds like it's just like a generic take on that. We got old Risey Lee here in the chat. What's up, Risey? So let's continue our article here. A powerful showing from Pichelli might have made this bizarre story worthwhile, but that's not to be found. Pichelli's artwork is fine, and she doesn't commit any cardinal sins in storytelling, but it all feels flat due in part to Dave Stewart's too muted colors. Pichelli is at least able to imbue these characters with some personality in facial expressions, despite their too broad characterizations. Otherwise, there's no energy to this book beyond the manic storytelling in the script. Despite the unexpected opening of the comic, it's easy to see where all this is headed once the time jump occurs. With Peter Parker shirking his superhero duties to play at being a big-time journalist, someone has to step into Spider-Man's shoes. Which right there, Spider-Man's written completely wrong. I don't care, that just doesn't seem like Spider-Man to me. A convenient outlet for Ben's teen angst. Then there's the mystery of Cadaver, which the book seems to think is more intriguing than he actually is. This wouldn't be an Abrams production without a mystery box, but this one fails to leave any impression. Spider-Man #1 is especially ill-timed, coming so soon after the conclusion of Spider-Man life story. That miniseries dealt with similar material, and aging Spider-Man becoming disillusioned for a time, and watching legacy affect his family. But Chip Zdarsky and Mark Bagley delivered some of the best work of their career with those issues. In Spider-Man, we have an all-star creative team, including Abrams, Pichelli, and Stewart, but they're turning in some least impressive work to date. So apparently nobody likes this. I'm not really surprised. There's not a whole lot of, there's not a whole lot of originality there in that story, it sounds like. This has already been done before. Dave in the chat says, I thought the spider bite from the radioactive spider made Peter sterile. Well, it might have. I know they've redone that several times. Remember once it made Mary Jane sick and all this stuff, gave her cancer or something like that. And why is Aunt May still alive in the future? Is Aunt May immortal? Will she ever die? I have Spider-Man issue, I think 400, 500, Amazing Spider-Man, something like that. It's got the gravestone cover where Aunt May finally dies and they reverse all that. That's one reason I don't keep up with comics anymore. It's just, a lot of this stuff is ridiculous. Spider-Man's one of my favorite characters, and I love reading, like, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and some of the early 90s stuff, but after that, it's a mess. Let's move on to something different. Disney Plus confirmed to include a movie with F-bombs. Now, I don't know why anybody's surprised. Disney has been, they're not this wholesome, clean family thing like they pretend that they've always been. They're always sneaking stuff in and pushing the limits of what family movies are supposed to be. They own all these companies that put out terrible stuff. It just doesn't say Disney on it. But if they own it and they're putting it out, they approve of it. So, don't act like you're surprised. These hoping Disney Plus would be completely squeaky clean might be out of luck. Now that the service has been available in the Netherlands for a week, fans have discovered one of the films in the library has been added to the service in an uncensored format. One that not only has an instant where a character says the B word, but also a feature where members of the cast drop an F-bomb twice. So, it's not going to be a clean movie service. Apparently, they're just going to have a bunch of F-bombs and whatnot in there. So, Rozzy Lee in the chat says he'll have babies with Aunt May. Aunt May's too old, Rozzy. Aunt May should be dead. I'm all for killing Aunt May. She's lived a good, long life. She was like 5,000 years old back in the 60s. So I think it's time for her to move on. Uncle Ben's been dead, since day one, day two, something like that. It's time for Aunt May to go as well. That's probably not very popular. Just the way I feel about it. So let me know what you think about the Streamlab stream, if you think it went well. Of course, I'll have to fix my little thing here so I can share multiple stuff. But that'll be, easy to do once I leave this. But yeah, leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you like Streamlabs better, I can go back to Streamlabs. Rozzy saying, no, we can make her hot again. She's not hot again. She's old. She's always been old. That's my Aunt May. This new Aunt May, the hot one, hashtag not my Aunt May. Once again, still doing the contest. Sharing my channel. Tell people to like and subscribe to my videos. Tag me in your post. And you can win Wolverton Thief of Impossible Objects 1 and 2. So we'll do that. Hope y'all have a great day. And I will talk at you later. Bye.